I don't know. It's been there for like a couple days.
No.
Yes.
What?
I think we're live.
Yeah. Are we?
Sunglasses
I
case?
believe so.
Are we live? We think we're live. Are we live?
We believe so.
We believe we're live, so I'm going to go ahead and say
We're live, dude.
what's going on, gentlemen and ladies out there. We are streaming from 3 platforms today for the first time, so that's pretty cool. So we have Facebook and YouTube over here and Instagram over there. So welcome. I'm Jeff Kiesel. This is Kiesel Guitars. We're hanging out in the showroom, and we're going to do a Q&A. So I'm going to probably do a little bit of this yapping here for a little bit while you think of your questions. And one thing, too, when you post up a question, please post it up one time. Don't spam us or bomb us. These guys will not ask the question if you start, repeating yourself over and over again because you want your question asked. So I'm not going to be able to get to all of them, but I'm going to do my best, to get through them as quick as possible. So I do have a couple of guitars to show you. I'll go with the guitar of the week first. So this is an Osiris headless 6-string bolt-on neck, 24 fret, 25.5-inch scale with a trem, and we're gonna let this go $12.50 with case shipped. Shipping includes anywhere in the U.S. So outside the U.S., you're gonna have to pay a little bit extra for that shipping. So this does include U.S. shipping. If this is something you're interested in, you can call my guys. They are going to walk in here while I'm live and say, hey, I got so-and-so on the phone. They want to claim the guitar of the hour is what we're now calling this. That was Zach's idea because the $12.50 price is available for 1 hour while we're live. So the moment this live ends, guitar goes back to normal price, which I believe is going to be somewhere just under $1,400 shipped. So you're going to save an extra about $150. So pretty rad. So you can, of course, call my guys for the specs on this build. So that is Guitar of the Week, $1,250 shipped. And I want to show off a customer's build. This is for Roderick Williams. You guys notice anything different about that? What do you guys think about that? So if you don't know, those are P90 pickups. Something that you guys have been asking for a very long time. Now, these are not Kiesel P90s. I believe these are Seymour Duncan's. Customer sent them in, and I agreed to do the special routing for him if he sent in P90s. So we can do some P90 builds. If you have a particular build you want to talk about, call my guys, and we'll see if we can do it for you on that particular model. I don't have P90s available. I'm not working on them right now. At some point, I would love to offer those to you guys. But at the moment, it's going to be send in your own P90s. So there's a beautiful carved top, California carved top. And this one features a green denim finish. I do all of our denims here. So if it sucks, then that's my fault if you don't like it. Flamed mahogany body. I don't know how well you can tell and see those beautiful flames in there. So a pretty rad build. And I just wanted to show something a little different. I show you guys a lot of Aries, Vaders, bevel magic stuff, which of course I love. But a carved top with a denim finish is pretty sexy. It's hard to beat something like this. And when you look at what you get from Kiesel, it's not unobtainium. Like some of the other brands out there, to do a guitar like this would be, close to 15 grand with a flamed mahogany body, master grade quilt top, and a denim finish like that. We're nowhere near those price points. So if something like this strikes your fancy, you can always call my guys and get your own custom order in. I'm going to go ahead and put the tag back on there so I don't get that lost. Update. We are over 900 builds in the works, custom builds, and that's what we do here, right? We don't do a lot of extra builds. So occasionally, we'll do an extra build. Maybe I'll put a few through. but we haven't really been able to do very many of them. That's why our in-stock section has so few guitars. One reason is when we put them in, they sell right away. The other reason is we're not building very many extras, right? We just don't have the kind of time with all the orders, and sales are so busy. We have already beat out last year, total wise, we beat it out 2 days ago for a dollar amount. So it's pretty amazing. Here the month isn't even close to being over, and we already slaughtered last year. So that's pretty rad. I feel very fortunate to be in a situation with our custom shop that we're not looking for, how are we going to stay open? And I know a lot of people out there are having that issue and that struggle. And it's something that we feel very fortunate to be in a situation where we're providing a product at such a high level of quality for such an amazing price. That you guys are really stepping up and supporting what we do. So I really thank you guys and appreciate that. Why don't we get some questions and find out what you guys want to know, as far as it could be about a build you're looking at. Maybe it's a guitar or bass question. It could be automotive, food, whatever. So this Q&A is not really limited to anything. It's open to whatever you want to know. So shoot, what do you guys want to know?
Andrew Flores, hey Jeff, which is more of an ergonomical body design, Icon or Vanquish bass?
I'm going to go with probably the Vanquish from the standpoint of just having that little bit of that beveled edge around the body is going to give you some of that relief in your forearm. And it's not that the Icon is bad. It has a rounded, but it doesn't have that, that bent top. So I'm going to give the nod to the Vanquish from the ergonomic standpoint, I guess.
What is your most beautiful guitar in your opinion?
My favorite model we make is going to be the K series, and then you can option our guitars out mild to wild to get the look you're after. I mean, sometimes you have a black raw tone, guitar like Jesse's recent build looks amazing. And it's very simple. And sometimes, you throw in some real exotic woods like a flamed koa and you get that extra beauty. So it really depends on what you're after. And if you really want to drop some panties, you can always go with white and gold binding around it. That's the Brandon Ewing special. Brandon's new guitar, he just showed it to me today. It's an SH550. And it's got this beautiful white paint job with a gold painted binding all the way around. It looks really badass. What's up, dude?
Here to get that guitar.
Oh, okay. So the guitar of the hour is now sold. So I'm going to let Mr. Chris Hong take it away. Who did it go to?
Hector Nacho.
Hey, Hector. Hell yeah, man. Welcome to the family.
He's a repeat customer.
Oh, is he? I don't recognize the last name, I guess. I know a lot of Hectors, but not Nacho. Well, congrats, and thanks for the continued support, Hector. We'll pull this one a little closer to me.
Eric Klein is wondering, any chance of a 24 3/4 SCB6?
No plans for anything like that, no. The SCB being a more modern guitar, and a lot of people like that. They can get it in a 25 and a half. So you can get it in a 25 or a 25 and a half, and even a 26 and a half actually for the SCB6.
Someone wants to know if you ever give away guitars.
We do. We do guitar giveaways a few times a year. Sometimes they're through bands that play Kiesel. They can be through a solo contest. What else have we done besides that? I think that's kind of it. But we've done some band stuff too. Like Dance Gavin Dance, I know, did one earlier this year.
Ethan Goss, can I get a Felix Martin style guitar, but a 6-string guitar and 4-string bass in the Vader model?
Well, you can get a Vader double neck if that's what you're asking for. You can call my guys for pricing on that.
Which wood works better in the tropical climate, maple or rosewood?
I'm going to go with maple. Maple's going to want to move less. it's going to be my my go-to.
Duncan is wondering, any Carina available this week?
Yeah, we always have Carina. It's called Black Limba. Carina was kind of a slang term that Gibson used, but the proper name is actually Black Limba, and I have tons of it. I got the best Black Limba around, so call my guys.
Someone wants to know, when is the next chance to get a Rainbow Sparkle build?
No clue on that. We did a limited production last year, and we pre-built, I think it was like 25 guitars. The year before, we actually did a run, so it's been 2 years since we've allowed people to actually order a Rainbow Sparkle. Haven't had a conversation about that, to be honest with you.
Pedro Lorenzo, how does the neck on a crescent go all the way to the bridge if it is chambered?
Well, the chambering doesn't go in that area. Just like a neck through, we can chamber a neck through. How would the neck continue to go through if we chambered where the neck was?
What is the sickest guitar in the showroom right now?
I'm going to go with Gliok, actually. Someone asked me that last week, and I should have pointed out Gliok, the double neck Aries that we did with the Buckeye top. It's got an extra thick Buckeye top. For you Zelda nerds, the original Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, the old gray one, Gliok was a double-headed dragon, not a triple-headed dragon like the newer ones. So the original Gliok is hanging on the wall. My new puppy, her name is Zelda, and I should say our new puppy, the family's puppy. My last dog was my dog, and she definitely adapted to the whole family and appreciated the whole family, but she was my dog. And the new puppy, she's awesome. She's given us a lot of laughter and fun, and sometimes frustration, right? She's little, but she's smart, and she's getting a lot of things down. She's a boxer, just like my last dog was a boxer. And a little Zelda nerd reference there with Gliok.
If you receive more than 4,000 orders, will you stop accepting more?
We've talked about that. I don't know. I have to make a decision on that. It's kind of a weird year this year. Obviously not being a normal year. I think this year might fall a little outside of the norm. I had talked about earlier in the year, if we had more than 4,000, to just stop taking orders once we hit 4,000. And I think with this year and everything that's gone on, we're going to do more than 4,000. There's no doubt. But I guess I have to make that decision. So yeah.
What is the favorite finish you've ever done?
My favorite finish, there's a lot of finishes that come out really cool that I really like a lot. Probably the one on a consistent basis where it's just like, I look at it and I just love it. I love the Arctic finishes. I really do. And they're the most labor intensive for me. They take me the longest. They're the most amount of steps for me. But I think that, those are really something that other people in the industry can really try to do, and they just can't do them. They don't look like our Arctics. We're a denim. Our denims are really cool, but there's a lot of cool denims out there. So I gotta sneeze, man. This is, oof. See if I can get through this.
Jonathan Roeder, are there any body woods or fretboard woods you would like to offer but don't because of supply issues?
Well, Pale Moon Ebony is one that we do offer, but I do have trouble getting enough of it, and it's very hard to work with. It is a very low yield wood, so if I buy a big billet, that's that big, and I try to get a pair of fingerboards, one on each side, and then multiple layers. We go to cut it, a lot of times we can have some cracking, and it's not a high yield wood, Pale Moon Ebony, and it's hard to get. So that would be one that I wish I could get more of. I am offering it, but I can't say there's any woods that I am not offering because of supply. currently. You know, I've heard some rumors about swamp ash being really hard to get. I'm fine so far, but I am advising customers to, if they want swamp ash, whether it's a top or a body, get your orders in. You know, I don't know what the future holds for swamp ash. Same thing with koa. You know, it's only grown in Hawaii. That could be a problem. I will say this, koa will be a problem at some point. Swamp ash, I'm told, will be a problem. I haven't experienced it myself. So those two woods are something that you're going to want to, you know, jump at the opportunity if you want those. Because at some point we might have a lot of trouble. And then with that trouble, supply and demand, right? We can't get enough of it. The demand's high. We have to raise prices because our prices will go up, right? So that's just how that works.
Someone wants to know if YouTube's going to be the new streaming platform for the weekly live and not Facebook.
I don't think there's any plans for that. I mean, there's still so many people that are on Facebook and not on YouTube, right? So I think we're just trying out the YouTube thing to see how it goes. And this is week 1, test 1. So I don't think there's any way we could make a decision on something so big with not even seeing what the results are, right? We're, 15 minutes into the live?
Steven Starks, how can pickups be replaced on your multi-scale models? Do you sell base plates?
We do not sell base plates, no. We do have multiple pickup options available to you. And there are several companies out there, including Seymour Duncan, that can make replacement pickups for our angles.
Is it possible to order a 7-string Holdsworth model?
It is not. That's been gone for a while.
Tanner Wakeman, would you rather be stuck eating bad food for the rest of your life or only listen to bad music for the rest of your life?
Oh, dang. I'm going to go with bad music, I guess, because food is like, I don't know, you can turn music off, but you have to eat. You know, you could just be like, I'm not going to listen to music today, but you got to eat, bro. So I'm definitely going with the food thing. I got to have good food. What's up, Tanner?
How good do these guitars stay in tune?
Really good. You know, thanks to the carbon fiber rods in the neck and the thermo treatment we do on every neck, the stabilization of the neck is key. Without a good neck, you know, that's when you're going to have tuning issues. You have neck stability issues, you're going to have tuning issues. So everything starts with that good neck, and then you look at the hardware we use. Original Floyd Rose, the Hipshot American-made products. We have locking tuners. So, you know, when you look at that, you start with that great neck, and then you follow it up with great hardware, you're going to have a great product. You really are.
What is your favorite pizza, and what are your thoughts on pineapple on pizza?
Okay, so pineapple on pizza is so bad that I can't even pull the pineapple off and continue to eat the pizza. I'm out. I just can't do it. I love pineapple on its own, and I love pizza on its own, but together is absolutely terrible. Sorry for all those out there that really like that. I can't do it. I will not eat it. Favorite pizza, though. The best pizza I've ever had was actually, believe it or not, Disney World, Epcot Center. There was an Italian restaurant in there that had pizza. Best pizza I've ever had. And there's been some other really close runner-ups, some New York style, real thin. That's what I prefer. A really good Chicago thick is good. It's just hard because with that thick comes obviously a lot more dough, a lot more sauce, a lot more everything. And if they're not on point, it can be really bad. So I'm going to go with thin style pizza is what I like. You know, a little bit of burnt on the bottom, you know, a little bit of black on the bottom. Pepperoni and cheese only. I'm good. Fold that thing up and eat it. Lots of grease dripping off, clogging your arteries. I'm in.
Austin is wondering, is it safe to use steel wool to clean gold frets on a zebra wood fretboard?
So yeah, you can. Absolutely. You know, we polish all of our frets with steel wool, so that will work great. You'll have no problems there.
Is it true that the Leia model is named after your boxer? I have a boxer and I love her. How does the Leia compare to a Zeus?
So yes, Leia is named after my dog Leia. and I wanted to do something to, commemorate her and, just bring it into the Kiesel culture, right? She was obviously named after Princess Leia, being a hardcore Star Wars nerd. So there's that progression there. The model compared to the Zeus, the Zeus is a bolt-on, Leia's a neck through. So there's a big difference there. Leia's a little smaller in size. It's actually the smallest guitar we offer. It's even smaller than the Holdsworth. And switching's different, right? You have switching on the upper bout. We even offer the Leia in a 24 3/4 scale, which is cool to get that shorter scale. I think those were all the questions, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I missed one part of that question. Sorry if I did.
I put in a build 2 weeks ago. Is it too late to add those cool glow-in-the-dark dot inlays on top of the neck?
Well, it's already done. If you ordered it 2 weeks ago, it's probably shipped. No, sorry, I can't even say that like with a straight face because I look over at Brandon. He's got a shit-eating grin while I start saying that. So yeah, we don't allow any order changes the moment the order is placed. So when you hang up the phone and we invoice it, happens within about 5 to 10 minutes. There's no order changes at that point. Now, if you're talking about the glow in the dark here, if you're talking about top of the fingerboard, meaning the edge, the side, that's standard. We do that on every single model. If you're talking about the top of the fingerboard, meaning the face of the fingerboard, you can't change anything on the build. But if you're just asking about right here, Lumen Lay super blue side dots are standard on every Kiesel. You can't get it without it. So you're already dialed if that's what you were meaning. If not, maybe on your next one.
How do you manage to, acquire all your knowledge on guitar and woods?
Well, you got to remember, well, maybe you don't know this. This is a family business. So my grandfather started in 1946, and my dad ran the custom shop here, the guitar division of custom shop with Carvin since 1970, since he was 20 years old. I'm 41, and doing this all this time has, you learn, right? You do this for so many years, and I started in our custom shop at a young age, doing work from home at 8 years old, and, just listening to my dad, what he would say, and taking it in and listening to what the other guys had to say, and working with artists and watching my dad work with guys like Alan Holdsworth and Frank Gambale, and, really listening and paying attention. I wanted to know, and I wanted to be able to help people, right? I mean, that was my job early on, was to help people. I worked in sales, and I wanted to get people exactly what they needed, and I wanted them to be happy, right? And so when you're in that situation, you're doing custom shop work, and you also do sales. You have kind of the best of both, in my opinion, and a lot of listening. Trial and error, right? Let's call it what it is too. Over the years, trying different things, they don't work, or you get more success with this, and hearing and seeing so many different combos, you learn.
Does Guitar Center have these guitars? Looking to try one out?
No, so we actually sell direct only. And the reason why we sell direct only is to provide the guitars at an amazing price. So if I sold through Guitar Center, which, by the way, they every year at NAMM, they beg us to sell our guitars, and we tell them no. And they're nice about it. They're like, hey, these things are amazing. You guys have a long line around the booth. We would love to have these in our store. Have you changed your mind? And we thank you very much, but we're not going to change our mind. So they've been really cool about it, and a lot of big dealers have been really cool about it. It's the smaller dealers that want to buy 10 guitars a year. They get all pissed off when we won't sell them. But the guys that want to give me contracts for $2 million plus per year are super nice about it. It's kind of like some of the artists in the world. The biggest artists are like the nicest, most understanding. The guy that hasn't made it wants the world, and when you won't do enough for him in his eyes, we're like the biggest jerks, and we're not a family vibe at that point. This is kind of funny. But we sell direct. And by doing that, you cut out the distributor and you cut out the dealer, right? So everybody needs to make their money on you. And I couldn't afford to sell these guitars for any less. So if I did have dealers, I would sell to the distributor for the same price I sell to you for. They're going to mark it up 30%, sell it to the dealer, which they're going to mark it up 30% and sell it to you. So you're going to pay a lot more for a Kiesel. So the only way to really try one out, take that leap, buy one. You got a 10-day in-home trial period on almost all builds. In some cases, you might get an option that makes it non-returnable, which my guys will tell you about that ahead of time. So that's a way to try it. Just get one and try it in your home.
Nate Jones, can we get a DC with a rounded body in 7 or 8 string?
I don't know on that one. I don't think so. You'll have to call, but I don't think we can do that because of the shape and how close it gets to the pickups. I don't know. Call. Let's see if we can work that out for you. I'm not sure.
What are the advantages of a headless guitar?
So obviously, just by looking at it, physical size, right? So the size is smaller, which having a smaller size is going to make it way less. So if you have any kind of back issue, a neck issue, a shoulder issue, that's going to help. Aside from the obvious, they're a little more ergonomic. Sitting with them is a little easier. Playing them for longer periods of time is easier. And they actually stay in tune better, believe it or not. So those are some pretty big advantages right there.
John Fox, does the added tension of a 7th string affect overall tone or sustain?
I don't understand the question. You mean like on the other 6 strings? Because if obviously you didn't have a 7th string, you wouldn't be. I don't understand, man. I'm sorry. If you're asking if it affects the other 6 strings, no, it doesn't.
How come Kiesel
Sorry.
needs a signature required when guitars are delivered? That's the main reason I haven't ordered one yet. It's a pain to chase truck drivers down.
That's the first complaint I've ever had. Sorry, man. But we ship over 4,000 a year, and I've never had anybody complain. Most people would be the opposite. You're going to leave my guitar without having a signature? What are you, stupid? That's what people would say to us, You're going to leave a $2,000 or $3,000 guitar on my front door and not make me sign for it? In fact, we've actually had people, because with COVID right now, they're not making people sign for things. Or they weren't for a little bit, and we had complaints. So you are in the minority, my friend. Don't know what to tell you. Have it shipped to your work. Have it shipped somewhere. You could have it shipped to a FedEx location, and you can go pick it up. You can send it to a FedEx hub by you.
JJ Jones, what is the most detailed guitar you've ever built?
Probably the koi pond guitar. So I did a guitar. It's an Aries, and I hollowed out the body, and I built a mini koi pond in the area of the guitar, the body of the guitar. It's probably the most detailed guitar that I've built before. I mean, there's other ones with different woods and things like that, but that, had a lot of intricacy and just things that nobody had ever done before, right? So there's koi fish in there, there's rocks in the bottom, rocks around the perimeter, I should say, and there's metal flake infused bottom to make it look like water, and it was all held together with this special resin, and it really came out really cool. And it was a koa guitar, right, kind of fitting that Hawaiian Japanese kind of look. Thought it was really cool.
I've seen some Jason Becker numbers guitars with the Carvin logo. Can it still come with that logo, or is it available on the JB200? Only available.
Only available on the JB200. That's the only model that comes with a Carvin logo.
Kevin is wondering, when just ordering pickups, do you offer custom colored or custom wood bobbins covers?
Yes, so when you're ordering pickups, we can do custom colors and custom wood bobbins. Oh, ordering pickups only. Yes, we can do I guess we can do either. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Can I get an Osiris non-headless?
No, you can't.
Matt Vigil, is a 27-inch scale available on a 7-string Delos, and would you ever consider offering Wenge necks?
It is not available, and no, I'm not ever looking at adding Wenge. And the reason why is when you turn this guitar around, get it kind of close, you can see how tight the grain pattern is here on this neck. This is mahogany, nice and tight, right? So you feel it, it's got a good grain feel, it's tongue oil. And by having the tighter grain like that, it's going to protect the wood. Wenge is very porous, so anybody that's felt a Wenge neck or seen close-up pictures, it's really porous, so it's got big dips and valleys in it, which personally I don't like the way that feels. So aside from my personal feeling about it, with those pores, as you're rubbing your hand up and down the neck, you're leaving dead skin into those open pores, sweat, and that's going to grow bacteria. It's disgusting. The Wenge necks start to stink really bad, and I don't think they're very sanitary. So I don't want to offer them from the standpoint of feel and longevity, offering a 5-year warranty on them. I have no desire to ever add those to my lineup. We have walnut necks, which, man, those things feel amazing. They're super strong and they have that dark brown look. It's walnut. So I would recommend a walnut neck to you, not a Wenge neck. Wenge is, a less expensive wood, and overseas, when you're, not in the U.S., I think that's why a lot of people use the Wenge. It's easier and cheaper for them, where the walnuts, for the most part, it's all grown over here. So we have a more expensive wood, a better product we're putting on our instruments. It's kind of like basswood. Some companies overseas typically use basswood because it's cheap. I use swamp ash. That's in America, it's very expensive. So now a lot of the companies that were using that cheap basswood for bodies, they're not using it anymore. They're using swamp ash because the industry is kind of forcing them to, because it's what you guys are wanting now, just by having a little bit of education on it.
What is your favorite Star Wars film?
Empire Strikes Back, my favorite. Yeah, I love that Hoth scene, which is badass.
Chris Morello, he's wondering if one can still order a bolt-on or neck through neck.
No, we don't sell necks. I'm sorry. Yeah, that came beginning of this year. We stopped selling necks.
Have you ever done scalloped fret guitars?
Yep, we offer that as an option. Shop, it's a newer option, but we offer that.
Daryl Otts, have you done any Black Dream style finishes with a different color other than purple? That is weird to say.
Black Dream other than purple. I can't say that I have, Daryl. I don't remember doing one.
How many employees are there making guitars?
We have 55 employees here, plus me and my dad. So I think we're 57 right now.
Frank Chase is wondering, does the kind of wood on a fingerboard affect the sound of a guitar or bass?
It does. Yeah, it's not as big of an effect as you would think it is. Number one is going to be construction style as far as affecting the tone, body, and then neck, and then fingerboard. We did just hire 2 new people, and we are still running an ad looking for more people. So if you are in the area, you're local here, you can come in and fill out an application, come in. Don't message on here and say, hey, I'm in South America and I want to come work for you. Like, we're not going to get you a visa. Like, it's not going to happen. So, because we get people all the time online. I want to work there. The way you apply, the way you tell us you want to work here is you come here to the shop, you fill out an application, and you get an on the spot, most of the time on the spot interview. That's how you apply. Don't email us, just come here. But we are hiring.
Can you talk about custom inlays? Are you thinking about making custom inlays in the future?
We don't offer custom inlays. It's something that I would love to add at some point down the road, maybe in the next 2 to 5 years. But it's not something that we're looking at doing right now. We would need to buy a laser machine. I need to have room for a laser machine. I need to have someone to operate the laser machine. So there's, a lot going on with that laser. So it's nothing we'd be adding in the next, there's no way before 2 years, and I hope to have something before 5 years. But if we do offer custom inlays, it's, they're not going to be cheap, right? It's not going to be like a very value added option. You're going to be several hundreds of dollars for custom inlays, probably starting at 500 and going up from there, I would say.
Justin Lubers, is there a way to get the paw inlay for ebony boards?
Yo, what up, dude? Yeah, man. I guess probably the best way would be a white inlay, which I have white inlay material. We could probably do that, brother. Hit up Flock.
What is the thickness of a CT6 neck?
I don't know off the top of my head. It's 9 something, but I don't remember. Sorry. You can call my guys or look on the website. It's on there.
Lewis is wondering, what wood would you match with antique ash? I'm looking on going with a Vader for my next build.
So I don't know if the antique ash is the top or the back, because that does make a difference. So I'm going to assume the antique ash is the body wood. So for a top wood, I don't know. Poplar looks really good, and you can always do like a Cali burst on it. That's a good look with that Vader having that little bit of that bevel to expose. It's a pretty good choice there. Can't go wrong with Poplar and a Cali. Maybe do a little rear natural clear to show off that antique ash.
If you didn't follow the family guitar business, what do you think you would end up doing instead?
Well, that's a hard one. I don't know. I've done this since I was 8, right? So you don't have much of an imagination, a realistic imagination at 8 years old of what you're going to do. I wanted to potentially race cars, right? I had an offer to go do open wheel racing, a full ride, to do that, but my kids were really little and my wife wasn't having it, which she was in the right. But I did have an opportunity to go open wheel racing. So, I could have done that, right? But I'm happy at where I'm at and what I'm doing. So I don't know. I don't know what I would have done if it wasn't for this. Not sure. Definitely working with my hands. Design, that type of thing. That's what I love. Love to do that. Pushing the boundaries too. Finding out new ways to try to be creative and do things that people haven't done before.
Jason Taylor, how much does a CS6 typically weigh if it's chambered? Is there a charge for requesting lighter wood?
There is a charge for requesting lighter weight wood. I want to say the CSs normally are in the 9-pound range, 9 1/4 to 9 3/4 pounds, somewhere right around there.
Is it possible to do a replica of Dustin Davidson's Aries?
Sure. Yeah, that's easy. All you do is you call in and talk to my guys, and they can do that for you. Probably the best person to deal with for a replica build of an artist build would be Chris Hong. The reason why I say that is Chris does all of the artist builds. He puts them all in. So he's the guy that puts the order in to begin with, so he'd probably be the best one to call for an artist replicated build.
Ashton is wondering, any opinions on 27 fret guitars?
I've seen them, but that's my extent as I've seen them. Obviously with the 24 fret, you have the harmonics. That's really cool. I totally get that. 27 fret, you're really moving that neck pickup out of the sweet spot. So you're not going to get that warmth that you normally would out of a neck pickup, right? So I guess I don't really see the purpose, but they exist and people like them. I don't get any requests for them. Maybe 3 a year out of all the requests we get, maybe 3 a year.
Are there left-handed headless multi-scale basses available as a custom shop option?
There are not, because left-handed multi-scale hardware does not exist. Basically, for me to have been able to offer it, I was going to have to pay double the tooling charge, and those, that extra more than $10,000 is not worth it. I would never be able to recoup that money. It'd just be gone. You know, when you look at how much we make on an instrument, we make about 10%. So you look at an instrument at $2,000, it's $200. So how many of those do I need to sell to get more than $10,000 back? Too many is the answer. So no, sorry, man.
Paul King says, "Hey Jeff, can you order a Leia 7-string?"
What's up, Paul? Absolutely. Yeah, we have the Leia is a 7-string model. It's fixed or trim for both 6 and 7.
What was your first ever official guitar?
The SCB. Very fitting that it's a beveled model. The SCB6. That was my first official model.
Max Sailings, have you ever done a Cali burst over Royal Ebony? If so, did you like it?
No, I can't say that I ever have. With Royal Ebony having very dark spots, I don't know that you're gonna like it either. We'd have to do a solid color rather than a translucent, and I don't know. I think you can spend your money much better than that, right? Royal Ebony tops are very expensive, so my recommendation if you're gonna get a Royal Ebony top is a raw tone finish. I think is gonna be the best. Just a natural, clear raw tone, I think would be the best for that.
Can you do a non-returnable round body DC 727 with the 4x3 headstock?
So somebody asked a little bit ago about 7 strings with the rounded body. I don't know if it's the same person, but I told that person when they asked earlier to call my guys. So I don't know is the answer.
Joe Brooks, can we customize any specs on the AJ model? For example, stainless steel frets or thinner neck profile?
Absolutely, you can, but the moment you thin the neck out or add stainless to the frets, they're non-returnable. The reason why is then it's not what he wants, right? He wants these to be what he plays. And so when we get out of the available options, makes the guitars non-returnable. So that's yours at that point to keep. But we can absolutely do that. Call my guys.
What inspired the Monster Burst finish?
It would be Sully from Monsters Inc. That's why it's called Monster Burst. I would have called it Sully Burst, but they're Sully guitars, so I wasn't going to do that. And I know Sully, I'm not going to call something Sully Burst. So, out of respect for him.
Waylon is asking, "Yo Jeff, what does the 4M in CT74M stand for?"
So, CT what?
CT74M.
Oh, well, the M is for the bridge, and I don't remember what the 4 was for. I think it had to do with it didn't get a flame maple top, I think is what it meant.
Do color-treated fretboards feel the same in playing, and have you ever had the problem with them fading over time?
So yeah, they feel similar to bird's eye maple or flame maple. And yeah, if depending on your body composition, right? People that have really acidic hands, guys that eat through gold hardware, guys that dirty up bird's eye maple boards. Like if you've ever had a bird's eye guitar and you make it look nasty after a couple months of playing, don't get a color treated board, right? People that have had bird's eye maple boards for 5-10 years and they look great because they wipe them down when they're done playing. They don't have really acidic hands. They don't have a hard touch where they're constantly rubbing on the fretboard. I would recommend a KTB, color treated board, to those people. You take a guy like Scott Carstairs who plays 8 hours a day and is super sweaty, eats through gold hardware, eats through Floyd Roses. Literally like corrodes them so bad that like we have to throw them away because they're so bad. These are Floyd Rose, right? So it's not an us problem. It's it's just his sweat, right? And how much he plays. He can make a KTB look pretty faded after about a year. And I've seen people that have had them for 20 years and they look great. So it's all about you, really, how your body is, your pH, and how you take care of your stuff. If you wipe the thing down after you're done playing and you start with clean hands, you're gonna have no problems. If you don't, then don't get one. It's really that easy. I mean, it's a it's still a wood product. So if you dirty up and nasty up ebony, maples, other woods, you're going to dirty up and nasty up a KTB also.
Curtis is wondering if he can custom order a 12 string.
We do 12 strings in our AC275. That's it.
Currently, the Leia is not offered in multi-scale on the site. If I hashtag call the guys, would this be possible?
No, I'm not planning on adding multi-scale to the Leia. The whole idea with Leia is it's a really small body, it's a small guitar, and with multi-scale, the body would get bigger. Not planning on adding it. Sorry.
Dave is wondering, will you ever consider doing a 12th fret logo in the future for no headstock guitars?
Probably not. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but probably not.
Are you a Ferrari fan?
I like the cars and I can appreciate them, and I watch, I've been watching Ferrari get their ass kicked in Formula One this year, but I'm actually a Porsche fan. Like, if I had to choose, an exotic to own, I really want to get a Porsche GT3 someday, GT3 RS. That's what I want, the white one. And then I got to be honest, probably my second choice is an Aston Martin. I love the curves. Like, I have my Vanquish model. That was named after the Aston Martin. So I like Porsche and Aston Martin. If I could have like two of any cars, you have like the Porsche, this badass, like fast, like trackish car, and then you have the Aston Martin you take your wife out to dinner in, like just gorgeous car. They sound badass. The Vulcan is my all-time favorite car. Obviously that's very, very track friendly, but if you don't know what an Aston Martin Vulcan is and you are a car guy, go YouTube it and watch some of the videos, turn your sound all the way up. That thing is badass.
David is wondering, where do I call to order from the UK?
So you can either call 858 Guitars or you can email international@kieselguitars.com. Either one will work.
Will there ever be chrome hardware on headless models available?
No plans. We did a run a long time ago and had a lot of issues with it, so no plans on going down that rabbit hole again.
Michael is wondering, do the carbon fiber rods make it difficult to adjust the truss rod and neck?
It doesn't make it difficult, but it does add resistance. So when you think about it, you have, start with this here. So if you have your neck like this, and you have your carbon fiber rods, and they're straight, and then you have your truss rod in the middle, and you're pushing in, so you're pushing a little bit of bow on your truss rod, you're going to have these carbon fiber rods flexing. They're going to be pushing against this center adjusting rod. So essentially what you have is you have your carbon fiber rods pushing this way, and you have your truss rod pushing that way, and it locks your neck in one spot, so it doesn't want to move around. It's a really big deal and helps tremendously. Show this thing off again.
What do the Leias weigh when they come out?
We have it on the website. I don't remember off the top of my head. I did weigh the first few, and we updated the website, so whatever that says. I don't recall. There's a lot of information, that I have to remember, and that's just not one of the things. So I tell people, there's only so much space in here, so when I'm working on a project, I get through it, and the stuff that I don't need to remember, I forget. I need storage for other things. So
Quentin Calva's asking, can you do a translucent semi-black semi-chrome finish? Also, can Raspberry Jam be semi-chrome?
So black semi-chrome is not an option. It does not look good. We won't do it. So getting that out of the way. Raspberry Jam is actually a staining process. It's not a paint process. So we can't stain a semi-chrome, right? We have to paint a semi-chrome. So that, unfortunately, is also not an option. You can pick any of the translucent colors we offer, and we can make those semi-chrome, including bursts, fades, things like that.
Do you offer Floyd Rose bridges on your guitars?
On 6 strings, yes, we offer the original Floyd Rose made in Germany.
Matthew Bass is wondering, is there any KRG candy finish update?
No. No.
I ordered an A6 from Japan. Will delivery take longer due to COVID?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I don't know in your particular area what they're doing to packages as far as holding them. It'd be a great question for, someone in your government or someone that handles packages. But not to my knowledge, no. We use FedEx, and I haven't heard of any delays because of that. FedEx typically takes 3 days internationally, so maybe it goes to 5 or 6, but I haven't heard of any of those packages getting held.
Brian Bridges, what is the thickest gauge string that can fit in the headless 5 and 6 string bases?
I want to say, was it a 140, Brandon?
It was a 130.
I think it's bigger than that. In the
The
5 and
biggest?
6.
Maybe a 135.
Maybe it was a 135. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. 135, I think then. I know we fit a 130. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I know that we can get that
that's
for
easy.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the biggest is 135.
135. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you get a Kiesel in Costa Rica?
Absolutely. Call my guys. We'll ship right to you.
Liam is wondering, do you guys offer custom neck dimensions, or do you have select dimensions only to choose from?
Correct. We only have the dimensions that we have available. Think about it like this. If we were to custom make you a neck, it just would take so much time, and that price would have to be astronomical. And the reason why is stopping the efficiency, right? The moment we're not efficient, we're bleeding out, and we have to charge a lot for that option. That's how we can keep our guitars so affordable, is being efficient here. Our goal is to ship out almost 90 guitars a week. That's where we need to be to stay efficient, right? And it doesn't sound like a big deal. Oh, we'll just custom do this. Well, now instead of the machine doing it, we're doing it by hand. Well, that takes that guy 5 hours or 4 hours versus running, 10 necks that day. So what's 10 necks worth versus one? What's 10 guitars? So do we charge someone 20 grand for that option because we could have made 10 guitars in that same amount of time? Well, that's what that value is. Our average guitar is 2,100. So if you look at it as time and what we're able to get out in that amount of time, that's what we have to bill, right? So that's why we don't do a lot of the crazy off menu stuff. It's like we're so busy. If our prices were average of $5,000 a guitar, sure, I could do a lot more of that stuff because I'd have a lot less guitars going out of here, and it'd be easier for us to do the custom stuff.
How is the new doggy doing?
She's awesome. She really is. Totally different personality than my last dog, which I really miss her because she was just a cuddler, a lover, like just wanted to be right there with you. And our puppy is still really young, so it's hard to tell. But so far, any little noise in the bushes or whatever, we're sitting outside, that dog gets in between the bushes and us and starts growling and protecting us. It's actually really, really cute to see.
Is there a tonal difference between the old 11-pole Holdsworth humbucker and the current 6-pole?
Absolutely. So much so that when Alan was alive and he heard the new pickup, he literally said, "This is the best sounding pickup I've ever heard in my life. I have no reason to ever use any other pickups." He was using our 11 poles at times and using Duncan's at other times. He heard the new 6-pole that my dad designed and did for him and was just blown away. Day and night difference. Yeah, that's why the 11-pole piece, we're phasing them out, there's a reason why we went to the newer pickups. There's a reason why our guitars are sounding better. And I'm not saying some of the crowd that we had before didn't like them. They were still good pickups. The newer pickups are just superior. They really are. The individual note articulation and resonance, it's a big, big difference.
McRockland says hi.
Yo, what's up, dude? Hope you had a good birthday yesterday, brother.
Actually, he says yo.
Yo, what's up? Well, that's what I usually hit him up. Like, we text each other, I'll say yo to him. That's probably why he said that. Yeah, McRockland had his birthday yesterday, so if you did not give him birthday wishes,
It was on Sunday.
was it Sunday? I thought his birthday was yesterday. Well, I told him yesterday, so I guess I suck. Anyway, if you did not tell him happy birthday, or maybe I told him on Monday. I don't even, like, all these days blur. But tell McRockland happy birthday. Even if it's late, it's better late than never, right?
Curtis is wondering, do you agree that denser woods do not have the same sustain as lighter body woods?
No, I don't agree with that. Typically, when you have a denser wood, a harder wood, it's going to sustain better. What you might be referring to or hearing is when you have a lighter weight wood or a chambered body, you can have more of a resonance and you can have more of a warm tone and a little louder. So not quite the same thing as sustain, obviously. But the note actually physically ringing out, when you think about it, you have something that's hard, it's going to want to continue that vibration versus something that's softer is going to want to dampen it quicker, right?
So we're going to be signing off on Instagram, but we'll be going for 5 more minutes on YouTube and Facebook. So.
Okay, well, there we go. So Instagram, thanks for hanging out. We're out of time. I guess we have that time limit. We're going to keep going on Facebook and YouTube.
Alberto's wondering, will black limba change the color of an aqua finish?
Absolutely. So that's a great question. When you look at black limba and how dark it is, and then you put a transparent over it, it's going to look more green than blue, and it's going to darken it up quite a bit. I don't personally recommend aqua burst over black limba at all. I would not do that. The woods I would put that over are swamp ash, maple top, like flame maple or quilted maple, poplar, burl. I would avoid the burl maple. Those can be a little darker maple. And then I would definitely avoid the black limba, obviously koa, mahogany, things like that, walnut, pretty obvious choices not to do.
Can you do a white fretboard?
I've done some white color treated boards. They are going to look disgusting right away. So if that's really what you want, then sure, I'll do it for you. When you imagine like bird's eye maple, how gungy or like gunked up they can look right away, imagine a white one. Oof.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't recommend it, but I can do it for you. They are expensive though. They're a lot more labor, so you're looking at $400 for something that's going to look dirty right away. So I would really try to tell you no on that.
Is red denim possible?
Absolutely. Yeah. Do all kinds of colors. Pink, red, purple, blue, fades. We can do where the center's lighter, the outside is darker, or reverse, the center's darker and the outside's lighter, bursts, things like that. Or fades where it's light going to really dark denim. I can even match the fingerboard. So you could have something that goes really dark to really light and then back to dark again. Do all kinds of combos. Call my guys. Look it up, search Kiesel denim or Kiesel faded denim, Kiesel red denim, whatever colors you want. Search the internet, use those tools and look at some examples.
In your opinion, do you think there are any new artists filling the gap the legendary Alan Holdsworth has left behind?
I would say the only player out there that can hold a candle to Allen for his style is Tim Miller. I would say Tim is, no one can replace Allen, but Tim is the closest damn thing, and Tim Miller is epic. And, you look at Tim Miller and you're like, oh, how come he doesn't have more followers? I don't know, but go check Tim Miller out. He's a professor at Berkeley, an amazingly talented player, and a great human, just a hell of a guy. So go give Tim Miller a follow. A lot of the guys in the industry that are the who's who of the industry have taken lessons from Tim Miller. If that tells you anything.
Is an ebony tremolo cover an option to match the ebony electronics cover?
Absolutely.
Have you ever considered having a Canadian partner so us Canucks can finance like you can in the USA?
I mean, I don't do enough business in Canada to have a company do financing. I just don't do enough. You know, usually a company is going to require a couple million in sales, finance sales, to have like a private label card or something like that. I don't even do $1 million in Canadian sales. I only do 8 million a year total U.S. sales. So I don't do enough volume for that. So sorry. I would say, you know, get some sort of a card that's international. Could we take international credit cards? So I would work on your end to get something that will work over here. I think that's gonna be a lot easier than me getting something that's gonna work over there.
Josh is wondering, can you get an SH550 with an Alder body?
You can, yep.
I think we have time for 2 more questions.
Okay.
So, Jesse, I don't know if you want to go right now.
Let's see. Frank Mora, can I get an Evertune bridge on a Theos?
You cannot. We do Evertune bridges on the Crescent and the Aries, and then they come standard on the AJ, the Andy James model.
What is the lightest weight guitar you can make?
We can get guitars down in the low 5-pound range, you know, headless guitars. I think that's all the time we have today. I appreciate you guys hanging out and just keeping in tune with what we got going on and constantly diving into that Kiesel culture. If you have questions that I didn't get to, as always, call my guys, 858 Guitars. They are here to help you, and that's why I have them. You know, a lot of you guys want to bounce things off of me, but realize I'm only one guy, right? So obviously I can't answer everybody's question. I can't look at your specs and advise you and go back and forth with you. I don't have that kind of time. I really don't. You know, I'm running a business and trying to come up with new cool finishes, options, things like that. So that's why I have my guys. They're experts. This is what they do. When I think about it, I think my lowest term custom shop expert now has been with me since 2009, so 11 years. So it's not like I don't have anybody new here that's like learning the ropes. So when you get one of my guys, I would say Keith's been with me the longest. He's been with me since 2003 or 2004. It's 17 going on 18 years. So, you know, there's a lot of knowledge there. So lean on my guys, you know, and definitely call them. Don't be afraid to pick up that phone. Even you millennials, pick that phone up, and it's going to be okay. No one's gonna yell at you through the phone or whatever. I don't know why you guys don't want to get on the phone. But call my guys, and we'd love to have you join the family. The only person that's ever going to yell at you is Caitlin when you owe us money. That's about it. But on that note, I'm out. Thanks for hanging.